Hello friends, myself Dr.Jayvir, and today we are going to learn about classification of CNC tools. We have already discussed about the two classification, which are first classification is based on the motion of the tools. It having two subcategory. One is PTP type, point to point type. Another one is contouring type. Now, the second classification is based on the control loops, having sub two category. One is open loop system, second is closed loop system. And today we are going to discuss about the third topic, which is also third classification category, that is based on the number of axes, having three subcategory: 2 and 3 axis CNC machine, 4 and 5 axis CNC machine, sorry, 2 subcategory, 2 and 3 axis CNC machine, and 4 and 5 axis CNC machines. There are many special purpose machine which can be categorized in third subcategory, having 6 axis onwards. So let's check out how this 2 axis is justifiable, how this 3 axis is justifiable, or how one CNC machine can be defined as a 2 axis machine, 3 axis machine, 4 axis machine, and 5 axis machine. If you want to learn about the first two type of classification, then you need to subscribe this channel and again watch out the previous video based on it. Let's talk about the 2 and 3 axis CNC machine, which is generally used in a day-to-day purposes. So CNC lathe will be coming under 2 axis machine. There will be 2 axes along which motion take place. So it is very well defined that CNC lathe machine is 2 axis lathe machine. Generally, CNC lathe machines comes with X axis and Z axis. X axis defined by the diameter of the workpiece which is held, and the Z axis can be defined by the length of the workpiece which is inserted in the chuck. The saddle will be moving longitudinally on the bed Z axis. So Z axis is also a representation of the movement of the saddle, and the cross slides moves transversely on the saddle along the X axis. It means whatever will be the diameter of the workpiece, that can be considered as X axis. The 3 axis machines, there will be one more axis perpendicular to the above 2 axes. By the simultaneous control of all the 3 axes, complex surface can be machined. Now I think the statement will be difficult for you, but you can imagine as an example of the 3 axis machine, the CNC milling machine. If you have ever seen the milling machine, then what happens in case of milling machine? The tool, the workpiece is placed on the magnetic chuck plate, and the tool which is at the above to it can move in the Y direction, in the X direction, or in the Z direction. The Z direction movement will be up and down movement of the tool. Suppose we want to drill a hole into the workpiece, then Z direction movement will be given. And on the workpiece, if we want to remove some material, then X and Y directions movement will be given. So that is the main basic purpose of the X, Y and Z direction in case of CNC machine. We are also going to have a glimpse of such machines. So stay tuned with the video. 4 and 5 axis CNC machine provides multi-axis machining capabilities beyond the standard 3 axis CNC tool path movements. Now it might be curious, as we heard something which is not known to us previously. It means so far our education taught us that we are having three axes only, X, Y and Z. So now how any machines or anything can be more than three axes? That might be the justifiable or so that might be the question from the student side. So in order to solve your curiosity, what is written here? 4 and 5 axis CNC machine provide multi-axis machining capabilities. Multi-axis machining capabilities means what? We are going to discuss or we are going to learn this thing from the video. Okay, a 5-axis milling center includes the 3 X, Y and Z axis, the A axis which is rotary tilting of the spindle, and the B axis which can be rotary index table. So now you can have some glimpse that not only the tool, suppose as I have already discussed it with you, the in case of CNC milling machine, the workpiece is put on the magnetic chuck and the tool is moving in the X, Y and Z direction. So the tool movement is considered as a 3-axis of the CNC machine. But in case of the 4 and 5 axis CNC machine, what happened? This particular magnetic chuck can also rotate the tool as well. So if the tool can be rotated in clockwise and anti-clockwise or in Z direction, so we can have more 2 axis. If the workpiece can be moved in clockwise or anti-clockwise, then it could be considered as 1 axis. And again, if the rotation of the workpiece can be in a Z direction, Z direction of the workpiece, then it could be considered as another 1 axis. In that manner, the 5 axes are governed. I think it will be complicated for you to understand while I am explaining, but it will be clear to you if you see this particular video which I have already incorporated in this PPT. So let's have a glimpse of it. I think there will be no sound, but this person is going to show you the particular video related to 4 axis and 5 axis video. See, he is explaining about the X axis and Z axis right now. And this is contouring type path movement of the CNC tool. And he is explaining how actually the 4 and 5 axes are working. And he is going to show you because this person is having a 4 and 5 axis CNC machine in his garage. So now the wait is over. Now we are going to look at the 4 and 5 axis CNC machine. See here, this particular thing is a workpiece holder, or I can say saddle, or the chuck on which the workpiece is going to be held. So this workpiece can rotate. Now see that the workpiece can be rotated here. See, the tool is working and also workpiece can be rotated. So that is the another axis or 4th axis you can say. So 3 axis based on the tool movement X, Y and Z, and 4th axis based on the workpiece movement at the same time. So you may feel that this could be done manually. Correct. This could be done manually, but CNC is all about computerized numerical control system. So there is no human effort is required if you want to turn the workpiece. Only programming is required. Now let's check out the 5th axis of the particular CNC machine. So already we have seen the 4 axis, 1, 2 and 3, and 4th axis of the workpiece. Now what about the 5th axis? Just have a glimpse of it. It's really cool. See that by using the 5th axis we can cut down the material and give the shape of any creatures in this world to the particular workpiece which is added to the CNC machine. See what he is explaining. The swing bed is given for the 5th axis. The swing bed is given here. Now look at this bed. This is the 5th axis, swing axis. So it can be swing, and that will be considered as 5th axis. And that will be considered as 5th axis. So this is the 5th axis. Not only the workpiece can move in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, but also the workpiece can move in the Z direction with some swing. So that is the another advantage or another update in the CNC machine, which is called 5-axis CNC machine. See that beauty of this engineering. So that's it for today's lecture, and mind well, now onwards if you are having any doubt related to 1 axis, 2 axis, sorry, not to 1 axis, 2 axis, 3 axis CNC machine. What are the examples of the 2 axis and 3 axis CNC machine? 2 axis CNC machine, CNC lathe, 3 axis CNC machine, CNC mill. In case of 4 axis CNC machine, the workpiece can be rotated in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction in only one direction. If you consider it as a Z direction, then the CNC machine can be rotated in case of more than one direction, means not only in case of Z direction, but it can rotate in the X direction as well as in Y direction. So 4 axis, 5 axis machine is already there, and if it is asked in the examination, explain 4 axis and 5 axis CNC machine, then you need to justify the answer by giving the answer in that manner that X and Y and Z axis are controlled by the CNC machine tool, but the 4th and 5th axis are added just because of the rotation given to the saddle, or the workpiece can be rotated at the same time in order to create more and more difficult structure on the CNC machine. Myself Jayvir signing off. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.